Hello. Well, thank you to Fintech Week for being here in person. This is amazing and a fantastic opportunity. So I'm really grateful for that opportunity, and also really grateful for the chance to speak to you today about the role digital identity has to play in fintech. And the combination, I think, offers huge opportunities for the two worlds to come together in a way that is really profitable for both sides. So I'm going to try and talk a little bit about what my department is doing to realize that potential. But I want to start with a few words on the broader economic scene, especially given the context of the pandemic. Because in its purest terms, a digital identity gives individuals and organizations more choice about how they prove things about themselves, whether that's their age or whether that's their address or all sorts of much more valuable data. And it's also a really powerful tool in fighting fraud. It gives the potential for businesses to enhance their customers' experience as well. So as we see more and more business carried out online, digital identity products are going to become a really vital building block for the economy of the future. And to give you an idea, it's estimated that widespread use of digital identity products across the UK economy could be worth some £800 million, supporting businesses to, as the phrase now goes, build back better, unlocking those efficiency savings, facilitating more secure transactions, preventing that fraud. It's a really valuable investment. But they also have a role, I think, to play in levelling up digital prosperity across the United Kingdom and helping us to say secure online and to keep the public safe. But to talk about fintech specifically, I recently met Ron Khalifa to discuss his review of the UK sector, and that review for me underlines the UK's position as a genuine world leader in this space, and it goes on to describe how digital identities are a really key infrastructure requirement for fintech companies. They're something that's fundamentally foundational. And I think it's clear that digital identities will enable smoother, cheaper, more secure online transactions that in turn will simplify people's lives, will boost business confidence, particularly in fintech. And for example, there are really strict requirements in the financial sector for identity verification, particularly when it comes to onboarding new customers or to authenticating transactions. Digital identities will, at a stroke, allow these checks to be far more efficient for businesses and for customers, as well as to prevent fraud. So the work that DCMS is doing to unlock the power of data for the fintech sector via digital identity, I think, is really powerful for that sector, but also looking way beyond. So what have we been doing? In practice, back in 2020, and in response to our call for evidence, we committed to setting the rules of the road for digital identity while leaving as much space as we plausibly can for the innovative drive of the market to develop new services that will meet the needs of consumers from all walks of life. Because I think the thing that will sell digital identity to the public is compelling products, ultimately. So in February this year, we published the UK Digital Identity and Attributes Trust Framework in Alpha, unusual for government to publish an alpha. And that Mark 1 of the trust framework aimed to help organisations check identities and share attributes in a really trusted and consistent way, enabling interoperability, maintaining high levels of privacy, and increasing public confidence. And since then, the department's had regular engagement with over 200 stakeholders, including many representatives of the fintech sector, and we'll soon be publishing the second iteration of that trust framework. And that update will take into account the feedback and also include much more detail on certification and on liability. And I've been really pleased to hear from many, many stakeholders that they've already appreciated the collaborative approach that we've taken so far. We will continue to be that collaborative, if not more so, especially as we look towards the next stages of testing that framework to make sure it works effectively for those who are going to use it, because ultimately that's what this is all about. And we'll also shortly be publishing a formal public consultation covering our legislative proposals. And the aim of those will be to boost the use of digital identities and to enable them to be built on a far greater range of authoritative data sets, faster, more secure looking, for instance, at physical passports or driver's license issued by the government. An alternative to that physical version is a really important way of moving things forward. And that consultation will also include proposals for a governing body to own and to manage the trust framework, ensuring that the right protections are in place for consumers and businesses and enabling organisations to prove they meet the relevant requirements and, crucially as well, providing reassurance to the public that it is properly regulated. We envisage that that new governing body will have a flexible oversight that will allow the market to grow while providing essential protections for consumers. So I'm really looking forward to working with you all on this consultation, because that engagement with you and other stakeholders is absolutely at the heart to developing policies that work for business, for fintech, and for the broader public as a whole. But I am acutely aware that on the whole, the private sector and civil society see enabling checks against government-held data sets as a real priority. And I think it's important to recognise the importance of that for supporting the market and for making digital identities more accessible for those without traditional identity documents. And that's why, for instance, DCMS has supported the document checking service pilot, which allows participants to make straightforward yes or no checks against UK passports. And the pilot's an important step, I think, in testing industry demand, and it also shows how the government can work with the sector to ensure that privacy is central to policy development. And to make trusted and secure digital identity use in the UK a reality across all sectors of the economy, we simply have to acknowledge that the government can't do it alone, just as companies can't do it alone either. We all need to listen and be proactive to meet the needs of the end user, whatever their circumstance. And I've been really heartened by the quality and the depth of the input that we've received from the fintech community. And I hope that you will continue to support, to listen and to challenge us as we drive forward our delivery and make our collective ambition to bolster fintech across the economy a genuine reality. So with that, thank you very much, and I look forward to answering some of Dave's questions.